What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Lawson from Squad Sports. We're really excited to be supporting the Free Agent Friday series. A lot of great talent out there. Without further ado, this is the next free agent you should be signing with your sports team.
All right, we're back for another Free Agent Friday, and I've got Garrett Thibodeaux with me. How's it going, Garrett?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. Appreciate you joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Let's kind of start off with your schooling background. Where'd you go to school and any degrees that you received?
Yeah, so I grew up in Southwest Louisiana, a part of the world that not many people were aware of until about a month ago when Hurricane Laura went through. But growing up in that part of the world, LSU is kind of your be-all, end-all, and so that's where I ended up going to school at LSU. Was there 4 years, got my degree in sports administration. Kind of took a winding path to get to sports admin, started in computer science, switched to civil engineering. And about a month before I was ready to flunk out of school from engineering, that's when the sports admin program popped up.
So what are you saying? Sports admin is easy? I mean, come on.
Well, I'll say at 18 years old, I didn't have the self-discipline to do engineering. I'll just say that.
So what was it that got you interested in the business side of sports?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same story as everybody, I guess. You know, you get into it on the business side because you love playing and growing up playing, and you reach a point in your life where playing is not really an option anymore. And so when I went to LSU, I got a part-time job kind of by accident on campus in the ticket office, working there, and realized I really liked what I was doing. And that was, like I said, right around the time that sports management program was starting at LSU. So said, hey, let's give it a shot and see what happens. And, you know, you get in it because you like sports, but I mean, if that's the only reason you're in it, you'll never last. You know,
Right,
you gotta really love working behind the scenes, putting on these big events.
Yeah, a lot of times you don't even get to enjoy the home games. So
Exactly.
I always crack up when somebody's like, "Yeah, I want to work for the team so I can watch all the games."
People used to at one of my jobs, people would ask me, "Oh, did they win?" It's like, I don't know, actually.
People looked happy when they left. I don't know.
It's a good question.
So walk us through your experience from, that part-time job that you had at LSU all the way up to where you're at now.
Yeah. So, 4 years in the ticket office there as a student at LSU, just being basically a customer service rep for fans calling in with questions and stuff like that. And then from there, got a job straight out of college as ticket office rep, entry-level position at Oklahoma State, and went up to Stillwater, the glamorous place that all new college grads want to go, and had a great time there. Can't complain about it too much. It's where I met my wife. So, so had a great time in Stillwater, spent about a year there, and then got the opportunity to go to McNeese State in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and was put in charge of their ticket office, director of ticketing, at age 23. I mean, the day of our first home game was my 23rd birthday. And so it was
nice.
Yeah, talk about getting thrown to the wolves, but a lot of people, a lot of people talk about minor league baseball and the kind of incubator that is and the experience that is. And FCS football is a lot of the same. I was director of ticketing, but at the same time, like, I was freaking booking meals for the football team on the road and worried about room assignments for people, doing every job. I mean, I called a basketball game on the radio one time because I had to, and literally turned off the lights after football games in the stadium. So, just a little bit of everything, man.
That is minor league. That's minor league sports right there.
That's right. But after about 2 years there at McNeese and putting in 80 hours a week, I had the opportunity to go back to LSU as a full-time person, as assistant ticket manager there. Spent 5 years there running student ticketing is my primary responsibility. Student ticketing, student reward system, everything like that from ticket office standpoint. Love being back there. It's second home for me, basically. And really, really enjoyed it and capped it off with a national championship in January. So it doesn't get a lot better than that. And then from there, I was extended an opportunity to come to Charlotte, where I am right now, and be their manager of ticket ops for Charlotte FC, the new MLS club that's launching here in Charlotte. I accepted that job offer on March 9th, and on March 10th is when the Ivy League shut down their tournament, and everything just went downhill from there, as we all know. But was able to hang on in Charlotte for a little while.
With those dates, was there even like a thought like, well, maybe I won't move there? Like, when did you end up moving? In April?
I moved at the end of March, and I was in communication with Charlotte the whole time, trying to figure out where they were at, what was going on, and basically, we found a place to rent, got a lease signed, everything like that. And then I think the day before, or the day that we were traveling, something like that, is when North Carolina put their stay-at-home order into effect. And so at that point, we already had everything signed. So it was just like, hey, like, we're going to go. That's fine. April 1st was like my first official day with Charlotte. And, I did get a chance to go into the office finally a couple months ago, but unfortunately was furloughed about 6 or 8 weeks ago. So
when you were throughout your career, what size staff did you manage, whether that be volunteers or full-time people, part-time people?
Yeah. So at Oklahoma State, they give you a handful of students to, they give us the kind of that rep role I was in. You have the smaller Olympic sports, as they call them. And so you usually have 3 to 4 students working for you on a game day at those sports. And then at McNeese, you have about 20, I had about 20-ish game day workers that I would manage. And then up to at LSU, where we had about 25-ish part-time student workers that we oversaw there. Unfortunately, we did not make it to the point in Charlotte where we got to fill out our staff beyond me. So I was the only one while I was here.
What ticketing systems have you used?
Primarily Pacquiao. LSU is a Pacquiao school, and that's where most of my experience was. But I have also used Arctics at Oklahoma State, and also here in Charlotte. Been working to kind of get my Arctics legs back under me. And then during my time at McNeese, we used a small one. The University Tickets Audience View just purchased it recently, actually. So,
what do you think is the biggest asset that you'll bring to a new position?
Yeah, I think I'm a very solutions-oriented person. If you present me with a problem, I'm not the kind that's gonna be like, well, oh well. If you come to me and say, hey, this is the problem we have, like, I'm gonna dig in and I'm gonna find a solution for it, and we're gonna use whatever we have at our disposal to figure out how we can solve this problem, no matter what it is. I'm not just going to sit on my hands and be like, well, attendance is bad because of X problem. Oh, well, okay, X is the problem. Y is the solution. This is what we need to do. So
how about on the flip side? What do you need to work on?
So this is one that I've had multiple people in my life tell me, and it's like, fine, I'll accept it.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No. So I have a hard time being happy in the moment with what I've accomplished. And by that, I mean, once I accomplish a goal, instead of like sitting back and being like, man, I did it, good job. I'm always looking for the next thing. Yeah, like what's the next? Okay, great, we did it. What's next?
Me too. My wife hates that.
I know. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh well, we did it. Now what? It's like, can we just like enjoy this for a second and then move forward?
Yeah. What kind of ideal role is that next step for you?
I think kind of depends on the type of organization I land at, I guess. At the pro sports level, I think somewhere in that manager director area is what I'm looking for. Back at if I go back to the collegiate level, being director, assistant AD, somewhere around there, or if I'm going back to, FCS or a group of 5 or something like that, maybe a potential associate spot where I have kind of an external team that I'm overseeing and giving direction to.
How would you define success?
Yeah, so this is an answer that's changed for me a lot over the last couple of years since I kind of got married and slowed down a little bit. But used to it'd be like, the best title at the best organization, blah blah blah. But now it's being able to lay my head on the pillow at the end of the night and being happy with all aspects of my life. Saying like, hey, I like my job. I'm happy with my home life. I'm happy with everything. And just being able to sit there and look at that and be like, this is good. Like, I've got a good life going on.
Oh, that's nice. How about location? Are you open to relocation? I know you just moved to Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to it. In a perfect world, I don't have to move or anything again, but
Moving sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Trust me, I know. And I'd like to stay around Charlotte-ish somewhere if I can. But if we do have to move, that's fine. We'll do that. I think for me, I'd like to stay in kind of the Southeast region somewhere. Both me and my wife, our families are from the Southeast. And so we want to stay kind of tethered to that region as much as we can.
Yeah, that makes sense. The last thing is give us a fun personal fact about you.
Yeah. So, as discussed, I am a LSU grad and diehard LSU Tiger fan. And my wife is a Florida Gator through and through. I mean, she went to school there, graduated from there. I don't know if you can see behind me, but this wall over here has got LSU stuff on it, and this wall over here has got Gator stuff on it.
I was confused. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah. So,
so how does that work out?
It's really good 364 days a year. So I tell her, look, if the biggest problem we have as a couple is that for one Saturday, our teams are going against each other, I think we'll be okay.
That sounds good. Well, I want to thank you for joining me. Hopefully, as things are clearing back up and more things are opening up, we'll get you back out there in the front office somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I really appreciate it. I think this is great that you're doing this. It's really, really awesome.
Appreciate it.